everybody. Welcome to Queens of the Ring. I am Sarah, your host, and next to me is my wonderful co-host, Miss Denise. How's it going, Denise?
I'm hanging in there and yourself.
Same thing. It's cold as hell here. It is going to be a high of 16 degrees tomorrow. So tonight it's going to be 1 degree.
That's
I'm
disgusting.
like,
I am so sorry. And here
I'm
I
like,
was
oh my
thoughting
God.
40 in the morning was bad.
I'm like, oh my God, it's cold as hell. Like, oh
Hell
God,
has
it's just.
frozen over. Hell has frozen over.
That's why and it's just weird because this weekend it was in the mid to upper 40s. I'm like, I
That's
swear,
weird.
Mother Nature needs to take her Prozac.
Yeah, it's temperamental. Very.
She's weird. Old Lady Sky, how are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. So again, our show is exclusive to the Hardcore Sports Network as well as Stream Punk Entertainment. So please like and subscribe to both those networks and channels. You can find them on all social media platforms, and liking the video, it really helps Denise and I out. If you guys are watching this after the fact, leave us a comment in the comment section and we can address your comments or your questions after the show is done. So yeah, there's been craziness going on for like every week the last few weeks, it seems.
Yeah, there has.
It's just, oh my God.
But
Like I said,
better than boring.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd rather be I always say, like, especially like for work, I'm like, I'd rather be busy than bored.
Yeah.
Because if people are bored and that means when people get bored, then they stop caring. And when they stop caring, that's when definitely the quality of the show starts going down, which tends to be what we've been seeing as of late with AEW. But
right.
I still can't believe though, like all that craziness. I know you don't watch AEW, but I still can't believe all that nonsense with them not releasing Ray Phoenix. It's this so crazy to me.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I mean, I get it. Okay, I get it. He signed a contract and stuff, but and then Ray Phoenix was making some really ominous tweets this week.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, like talking about nobody wants to stay where there's inhumane treatment. I'm like, yeah.
Is he wrong?
So what exactly? And then I'm like, what does that mean? So Jeffrey, how are you? Thank you for joining us, sir. It's good to see ya. And I do have AEW on and Dynamite on in the background, just in case. I don't want to miss something cool if something cool happens. But Mitch will be very happy that Orange Cassidy is in a tag match right now, and he's getting beat up by Pac. So Mitch will be very happy. Oh, I miss
you.
We miss you too, Jeffrey. We miss you too. I know. You guys can watch us too. You guys can watch us Mondays for Raw, Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. You can and you guys can also watch us this Saturday for Saturday night's main event. It'll be myself, Mitch, Nick, and Mech the Giants fan. We're all going to be watching Saturday night's main event. So, yep, there's Mitch. He's always around here somewhere.
Unfortunately, he's lurking in the shadows.
Oh my God. You know what's really funny? Whenever I hear that phrase, I always think of like a creepy vampire, like lurking in the shadows.
Yeah.
Not that Mitch is creepy or a vampire, but you know what I mean. Daniel Berry Sports, how are you?
Hello.
Good to see you, friend. Thanks for being here with us, guys. Oh, you're actually gonna be at the show, Jeffrey, on Saturday? If you are, that's flipping awesome. Oh my God.
Nice.
That's super cool. Yeah. And speaking of which, I just mentioned this to Denise and Mitch. before we came live. I know. He said I can't. Jeffrey says I can't wait for Ray to expose the mess AEW has put him and Penta through. Oh, nah, I'm in the Caribbean. LOL home. Okay.
He home. He home.
That means that you're going to be watching us Saturday, which is awesome. Definitely join us for it. Now, I did hear rumors. I mentioned this before the show too to Denise and Mitch. So kept getting notifications. Oh, it's Rey Mysterio's birthday. What is he now? 49 or 50 now?
I think isn't he already in his 50s?
Was he?
Let's
Oh
see.
my
Are you
goodness.
gonna look?
Okay, sorry, but for somebody that age to be able to do what Rey Mysterio can do in the ring,
He
that's
turned 50.
old.
He turned 50.
50 years old, and that guy still is wrestling. It just makes me a little fearful, though, because that means that he's probably going to be retiring sooner rather than later. So that makes me a little bit fearful of that, and it makes me kind of sad because I like Rey Mysterio. Grew up watching him, and I kept getting notifications yesterday on Twitter notifications that there's a rumor that WWE is going to add a sixth match to Saturday night's main event, which will probably be something that comes about on SmackDown, I'm guessing. That's
I'm
the
sure.
only thing I can think of. Yeah, I know he's not as quick, like in his movements as he used to be, but the fact the guy can still run around the ring and do a 619 and a moonsault at 50 years old, that is crazy. So I mean, oh, I'm not half that age, but I'm much younger than Rey Mysterio, and I can't even do a quarter of the stuff that he can. So it's pretty impressive. Oh my gosh, Ray and Ray tag teaming, that is something that I hope that Ray Mysterio does not retire until Ray Phoenix is able to come into WWE with. Can you imagine him and Penta in WWE as a tag team?
Team Ray
That is going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome to watch in WWE. But then if they were to both like join forces with Rey Mysterio and the LWO, that would be so cool to see. Oh my gosh, it would be so cool. Ray Phoenix and Penta, they are so damn good. And that's why it just really makes me sad what they're doing to Ray Phoenix in AEW. It really makes me sad. Like adding all this injury time after the fact. And then he had also posted on Twitter that he got injured. What was it? I'm not sure if I'm mixing up his scenario with Miro's, but Miro went through something similar where they got injured, and like he got injured. I think he said he got injured in September. They didn't even get him in to see a doctor until January.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep. And he had to find his own doctors and all that stuff. And it's the same thing that CM Punk complained about and talked about in the interview that he did with Ariel Helwani, was that Punk had to go through the same crap when he hurt his when he had that triceps injury. The first triceps injury that he had happened when he was in AEW. Punk had to go through the same thing. He had to find his own doctors. He had to find his own physical therapists. He had to pay for everything himself. And it's like, I'm sorry, but you're a professional athlete. See, CM Punk was right. And everybody called me all sorts of names for backing Punk up. I'm like, this doesn't sound like something somebody would lie about.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Mello had doctor's help, but Tony Khan didn't know about it in 6 months. That's what I'm saying. Like, really? And then Punk was like, I asked Tony Khan about it, and Tony Khan was asked about it in an interview, or maybe it was a press conference, and Tony Khan's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to go check. I'm gonna have to check into that." How do you not know?
Yeah, I know. It's
How do you not know what's going on with the number one wrestler in your company? How do you not know?
shows
You
you
should
how shitty
like.
an owner he is.
I just am like, holy cow! What is happening here? It's craziness. Chad, what's up, Sarah and Denise? Where's Mitch? Where's Mitchell Foley? Mitchell Foley is backstage.
He is active. We also have Ram and RB in the house.
Ram and RV, how are you guys? Oh, thank you for being here with us tonight, you guys. Yeah, sorry we had to switch up the schedule a little bit just for this week, but we'll be back on next Tuesday. And again, I will be doing Saturday night's main event with Mitch and Nick and Mac the Giants fans. So please join us for Saturday night's main event. We'll go over the match card and our predictions in a little bit here, but yeah. So back to WWE. I saw I think it was a tweet today. Triple H announced that they are bringing back for just that night. At least that's what I interpreted it and understood it as. They are bringing back the Winged Eagle belt for Saturday night's main event. Oh, Mitch made it a topic. Okay, sorry, Mitch. Didn't mean to steal your thunder.
Of course he did.
Are
you surprised?
I guess when I was just talking and eating my dinner before the show started, I didn't know that Mitch added it. So I apologize for that. So yeah. Ram, it's a different Nick. It is the Nick that joined Earl for Monday Night Raw. It's the same Nick that does the SmackDown watch along with Mitch on Friday. So yeah, it'll be a really good time. Nick is super knowledgeable about wrestling.
Knowledgeable.
Super duper duper knowledgeable. Like, I was very impressed when I was watching you guys, Mitch and Denise and Nick did the SmackDown watch along this last Friday, and I was super duper duper impressed with just all the stuff he knows. Like, really impressed. So I think you guys will really like Nick. He's super nice. He's very knowledgeable, and he knows his stuff. So yeah, they're bringing back the Winged Eagle belt for Cody to use. And he had posted all over social media, and I think he even said in perhaps some interviews or backstage segments that he really wants to bring the Winged Eagle belt back. I mean, how do you feel about that, Denise?
I mean, it does.
Or do you not really care?
I mean, I don't really care, but it does make sense if they're bringing back the Saturday night for that to come back, because that's when the belt, that's when it was the belt.
Yeah.
Back when. So no, it makes sense. It's like a throwback night, almost literally what they're advertising.
Yeah, it seems like they're giving it a real old school feel. The show is going to have a very old school feel. They're not going to have the wrestlers come out the way they normally do, and they're not going to have the big screens. It's going to have a very old school feel. I thought I heard that they might not even have like entrance music when they're coming out, so their entrances are going to be old school. The music is going to, obviously, as we've seen the commercials, the music in the commercials is super duper early mid 80s synth music, it seems. Yeah. And plus you got Jesse Ventura coming to do commentary, so that's old school. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do. But yeah, with the rumor that they might be adding a sixth match, I mean, I just hope, like you had mentioned, Denise, I hope that they don't rush the matches to where the quality declines. That would be my fear with it, is they are just going to be moving things so rapidly, so quickly that the match quality would be in decline, or perhaps we wouldn't get as much stuff with the stories and the storylines. And I think it's super cool that they're bringing the belt back.
Yeah.
For the, I mean, at least for the night, I think it's pretty sweet.
And very fitting too.
Yeah, very, very, very fitting. And Robert Brown, he asked me what I had for dinner. I had pot roast and potatoes and carrots and rolls for dinner, which I didn't eat everything because it was a lot. It was a lot of food, but it was because it is so dang cold here. I'm like, I just want comfort, like a comfort food, something that's hot. And so it's like pot roast is one of my favorite things. I love pot roast.
Delish. Yes.
Pot roast is so good. I'm thinking tomorrow might have to make homemade chili.
Ooh, stop.
Might have to make either it'll be tomorrow will either be homemade chili or tater tot casserole. I'm not sure which one I want to do. I'm gonna have to think about it. But
sounds so good.
Let's see. Did anybody say what? Okay, Jeffrey said Orange Cassidy kicked Moxley's face and completely missed him. Oh, good Lord.
Thank God.
Shut up. Go on, Nicole. No one invited you in here.
That whole storyline is so ridiculous. Like, they still haven't answered, and now all of a sudden you've got Hangman involved in it and Jay White is involved. I'm like, what is happening? We're probably going to have like a fatal 4-way for the title at World's End is what I bet you they're going to end up doing. Which Moxley shouldn't even have the title. He never defends it.
Oh, okay, Roman.
Yep. He shouldn't even have he never defends it. And he's always got all of his cronies with him. And he's got Marina Shafir. And she goes and hits the guys, but the guys can never hit her. I think that's BS.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's BS. I thought it was BS when they pull that crap in WWE. I'm sorry. If a girl can throw a punch at a guy, she should be able to take one too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how I feel about it. It's crazy. Oh, Hangman interrupted the match. Okay. Yeah, I have it on. I'm recording it so I can watch it, go back maybe and watch it. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for Saturday night's main event. But oh yeah, do you see Jeffrey's comment?
Yeah.
They're carrying around one of those like thinner silver briefcases to where it's got like a handcuff on the briefcase handle and then a handcuff on the person's wrist.
Okay.
That apparently is the championship. It's not a belt. So this girl runs around and whacks people with this metal briefcase. I was like, that is absurd.
Interesting. Is there a purpose behind this?
They have given no explanation. And then every time Jon Moxley or he was Dean Ambrose in WWE, every time he does a promo or an interview or some kind of a backstage segment, he's talking in riddles so much to the point where you don't even know what he's talking about.
Not anymore. Oh, Lord.
You don't even know what he's talking about. And apparently he came up with this storyline. I just was like, maybe you should stick to wrestling.
Right. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, since you're absolutely right, Jeffrey. Moxley, he's the AEW champion, and we have not seen the belt since he won it.
And he won it off of Danielson, right?
Yep, he won it off of Bryan Danielson.
How long ago?
That was at I believe it was Wrestle Dream, so that would have been October, I think it was. We haven't seen the belt. He has not defended the belt. Yeah.
Okay, Roman.
Oh wait, no, he has. He defended it once against Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy obviously lost. I knew he. Yeah, Jeffrey, I think you're right. I think it was October when he won it, and
Orange Cassidy
Shut
lost?
up, go away.
yeah, Orange. No, Orange Cassidy had a match with John Moxley, and I knew Orange Cassidy wasn't going to win the belt off of him because Moxley had just won it a month earlier. They're not going to do that, so I think they're saving it for World's End, and I bet you they're probably going to do like a 4-way match for the title, and their pay-per-view that is, I think it's December 30th or 31st.
Okay.
Maybe it's the 28th. I'd have to go back. But yeah, it's just there's so much just stuff going on in it just is not in AEW. It's just not any good. Oh, what's up, Mitch Cassidy? Jeffrey, yes, he defended the briefcase. That is certainly what it seems like. It's like, oh my goodness gracious.
Okay.
But
okay, Roman.
well, and that's what I mean. I mean, I'm all for, having a longer title reign if it is warranted and if you are defending the title on a semi-regular basis, if that title is, in the forefront of whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a interview on, an online interview or interview with some reporter or a backstage segment. They see you walking even behind people that are doing an interview with like Byron Saxton or something like that. So I'm all for like longer title reigns, but it has to be warranted.
Yeah.
It has to be warranted. And I think with Seth Rollins, with his defense of the World Heavyweight Championship, it was every Monday he was in a match. And I almost think that was a little too much. You don't need to be in a match every single week or at house shows or at every single pay-per-view. But at least be a representative of that title.
Yeah.
And Moxley
is not.
It's funny, Jeffrey. I said the same thing. Like, I have watched AEW since the beginning. And I was so excited to have something to watch for wrestling other than WWE because, see, here we go. Another Moxley promo, and he's not going to make a bit of sense. Mark my words. He won't make any sense. So I'm not going to even pay attention. But I'm not going to even bother. Like, I'll watch it off my DVR later. But I was so excited because WWE was awful in 2018, 2019. WWE, they were really struggling under Vince McMahon, big time, like really struggling. So AEW was like a breath of fresh air, and it made me an even bigger wrestling fan. It made me a wrestling fan again, like an even bigger wrestling fan, because I was so excited. And watching all these wrestlers that I'd never even heard of before, get accustomed to them and really start enjoying their work. But over the last, I'd say so people have said that once Cody Rhodes left, that's when AEW started to decline. I don't think it was once when Cody left. I'd say probably for the last little over a year, I've noticed they've started to be on the decline, where it wasn't everything they did sucked or every storyline sucked. It was, they still had some good stuff going on. But definitely over the last 6 or 7 months, they have taken a big nosedive. And I am afraid that if the way they're going right now keeps up, we are not going to see AEW in another 5 years. 5 years from now, there won't be AEW because nobody's going to be watching.
Yeah, and Jeffrey makes a good point too. WWE has turned their product around and is really taking their time with stories.
Well, and look at what happened with WWE. They turned things around because Vince was trying to be the owner, the president, CEO of the company, and he was also booking the shows. He was doing the storytelling and everything. And that's the same thing Tony Khan is doing in AEW, and it's just not working.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Chad. Yeah, everybody, please hit that like button for Denise and I. We really appreciate it. It helps us a whole lot. It helps Hardcore Sports and Stream Punk out. So we really appreciate it. Again, please feel free to ask questions, put comments in the chat. And if you're listening or watching us after the fact, please feel free to leave a comment so Denise and I can address those after the show. So, but yeah, I'm very fearful that if AEW keeps on this path that they're on, we're not going to see them 5 years from now. Yeah, Christian, I'm sorry. He's not on TV enough for him to, he's not relevant anymore. He's never on TV. He hasn't wrestled a match in months. Like, yeah, Christian. He calls himself Christian Cage. But, and he's great. Like, as a heel, as a bad guy, he's fantastic.
He is.
But it is the same crap that I complained about with the Bloodline, where you have other people, you're in a group with other people, and you can never participate in a match and have it be clean. He's got every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming down there to interfere and pull nonsense, and it's just super annoying.
Oh, yeah.
So, and they can't, it seems to me too, and I don't mean to turn this show into like AEW complaint session, but they can't come up with like an original idea. Like, Christian won this contract where he is a guaranteed title shot. Sound familiar?
Not at all.
Sound a lot like the Money in the Bank briefcase. But it's a contract, and it's in like one of these metal, it's like in like a metal container, and he has to carry this thing around with him wherever he goes. And I'm like, this looks and sounds very familiar. It's like they can't come up with an original idea.
Yeah, I mean,
they haven't in a while.
Ago.
What was that?
TNA did the same thing a while ago. They would have like an X division. No, it wasn't. No, yeah,
it was.
It would have a briefcase hanging on each corner. One had like a world heavyweight title match, an X division match, a tag team title match, and the fourth one was like, you're fired thing and everything. So I mean, it was in a sense the same exact thing. Yeah. It's
like, and I get it. You're going to have some overlap, especially when there's more than one wrestling company. You're going to have some overlap. Like, I get that. But at least try to put an original spin on it. You know?
Yeah.
The way they show and portray some of these female wrestlers. I said to Earl many times, I'm like, oh my God. I said, I swear to God, if they start doing more gratuitous stuff or like bra and panty matches, I said, I'll stop watching. Like, I'm not watching that crap. I'm sorry. It was bad enough when they did 20 years ago in the Attitude Era. You shouldn't need to do that crap.
No.
You know, or mud wrestling matches or wrestling in pudding or whatever crazy crap.
Cow manure?
And Huh?
Like cow manure 2 for Vicky Guerrero.
Oh God, I forgot about that. Oh, you're right. Although I do have to say, now I'm generally a very happy person. I like to laugh. I try to find the humor in things. Yeah, cow manure. You're absolutely right, Jeffrey. But I still find it funny, and I'll go back and watch like old like compilation videos on YouTube of like the pranks and stuff that DX did to like when they came back, when Shawn Michaels and Triple H joined forces again and renewed, DX, they were going up against Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon in this back and forth feud. And one of the things they did with the Spirit Squad was they dropped manure or poo on them, and I mean, I don't know if it was real poo or not, but
Mhm.
everybody was like coughing and gagging. So I'm assuming it was
It
real.
was, yeah.
Hey, Raphael, how are you? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it very much. But yeah, so that stuff I find really funny because they put humor in it. But
Yep.
yeah, AEW, man, they really, like I said, I'm just fearful in 5 years they're not going to be around because. So they've got a lot of changes to make, and I just keep hoping and crossing my fingers and praying that, they take they start making some real positive changes, some real significant positive changes. So, but I still won't complain. Still can't complain too much though, because in America we at least have, two large wrestling companies, yeah, that we can watch. I mean, I think it's every night except Sunday night. There's
Yeah.
wrestling on. I mean, for a wrestling fan, that's fantastic. So I
Mhm.
never understood all the tribalism stuff.
I know.
It's like, if you like WWE, cool. If you like AEW, cool. If you like them both, that's cool too, and it's perfectly fine. But don't complain about it.
Yeah, Mitchell, don't complain about it.
You're right, Jeffrey. If Tony Khan pays attention to the injuries and books something entertaining, he will be fine and be a boss. That that is very that is very true. Oh, Raphael, you're so sweet.
Well,
Oh my
I know, I was
gosh,
thinking
you
it
are so
too.
sweet. You guys are so wonderful. Oh, Raphael has a question. He said, "What do you think about the return of Saturday Night's Main Event, a classic show from the 80s?" I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Took me a little bit when I first saw the commercial. Took me a little bit to get used to that 80s synthesizer music, but yeah, they're going to be like I'd mentioned a little bit before you joined us, Raphael. They're bringing a real old school feel to the show. You've got Jesse Ventura on commentary. They're having Cody Rhodes represent the Winged Eagle belt on Saturday. I guess I heard that the entrances for all the wrestlers, they're going to be a little bit different. No big screen, no super long entrance walk. I heard that they're not going to even have their music. Definitely no. I don't think any like fireworks or pyro or anything.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot different than what we're used to seeing on Raw and SmackDown and PLEs, and even NXT too. But I think it's going to be cool. My only worry is with the matches. If they book too many matches, are they going to feel rushed? That's one thing Denise and I had kind of discussed a little bit. Denise actually brought it up. So just if you're trying to put, squish too much into a short period of time, you're going to have the matches feel rushed.
Yep.
I don't like it when they're super rushed because then the match quality definitely goes down. But then for me, it's like I can't really absorb what I just watched.
Yeah.
If it's just like one after another, after another, after another, after another, like that's not the way to do it. So that's why that's why I was so surprised to hear that they were only going to have it be like a 2-hour show. And I'm sorry, but if you're only doing this once a quarter, that's once every 3 months. I would think at the very least you'd want it to be a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's fair. And you're going to have the same amount of matches as the PLEs. Well, minus WrestleMania and SummerSlam, but you have the same amount of matches as they do on a PLE. So I would think 3 hours is I would think that's reasonable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I don't, anything shorter than that, like I said, would
Yeah.
like dumb down the matches and just make them half-assed. Like, it wouldn't be a true match. No, yeah, I just hope they don't.
Yeah. You don't want to. You don't want to do that either, because then at that point, I feel like you're then insulting the fans' intelligence.
Yep. No, yeah, I know.
Royal
I
Rumble.
agree. It's just like, I was like, I heard about that too.
It's super weird. Yeah, like I think they said. Let me look. I think they said like for some reason January 24th is sticking in my mind, and I don't even know if that's a Saturday. But it's like I think 2 weeks before the Rumble. No, that can't be. It's I think it's the 25th, January 25th. I think for some reason that's sticking in my mind. But yeah, I wonder why they're doing another one though. Right away in January, if they said it's only supposed to be every quarter.
Yeah, I mean that makes no sense. If it's gonna have one in January as well, and just December. Unless they keep
maybe
a quarter that they have in December, and then January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August,
yeah,
September.
maybe they're starting it in the new year then, once a quarter. So
you should just have it in just. I just want.
Well, I suppose Jeffrey. He said to get eyes on the Royal Rumble. It's marketing purposes. That makes
true. Yeah, that does make sense.
Makes sense. That makes sense. It's still very weird to me when I think about the date of the Royal Rumble that it's not until February.
Wait, what?
It's like throwing me for a loop. I was like, February? Like,
no,
what are you guys talking about?
It needs to be.
Oh, it's thrown me for a loop. I'm like, all right, whatever. So, all right. Well, then the next item that we're going to talk about this evening is, I'll see now. What Mitch sent me earlier doesn't apply because he added that other one. Okay, so we're just going down the same list. Got it. So John Cena's opponent at the Elimination Chamber. I didn't hear that. I mean, I'm assuming
he's gonna be there.
That's if he doesn't win the Rumble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's to say that John Cena doesn't win the Royal Rumble unless people are talking about like The Rock winning the Rumble, which I think is a huge mistake.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them should win the Rumble.
No, and John Cena, I'm sorry, John Cena should get a match at WrestleMania simply because it is going to be his last WrestleMania.
Yep.
So instead of using either Elimination Chamber or Royal Rumble as a means to get him, into get to have a match at WrestleMania, just let him have a dang match.
Yeah. See, that's throwing me off too, because Elimination Chamber is usually in February. What the hell?
Oh my gosh, that's moved out by almost an entire month.
What the hell, WWE? Stop pushing everything back. Yeah, and even freaking like WrestleMania is going to be like towards the end of April. It's the first weekend of April, not towards the middle.
It's so weird.
Why? What's going on?
It's so weird. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't agree with that. Now I am, maybe the reason why they moved these dates out, I don't know if you remember this, but they did announce that the road to WrestleMania they're going to have a bunch of dates over in Europe. Right. Like they're going to be in England and Scotland, I think Ireland, Germany. So
yeah. I don't like change. Keep shit the way it's supposed to be.
Yep, Denise is crashing out. And it's
know.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
You crash out, girl. You crash out. It's fine. It's just weird because it throws me for a loop, and then it's like I have to constantly keep like reminding myself.
Yes.
So it's a little difficult to remember these dates. But yeah, I wonder if that's why they kind of had to rearrange these dates and things are a little bit pushed out because of the venues that they've booked for that tour overseas. I think it's like 8 different dates that they're going to be overseas. Maybe it's more, but they said it's during the road to WrestleMania. So I don't know. And I'm pretty sure that Elimination Chamber,
I think it's in Toronto.
Yeah, so that's going to be in Toronto. And then I think after that is when they're going to be overseas. So it'll be like the second half. At least that's what I remember. It's like the second half of the road to WrestleMania. They'll be over in Europe for that. So,
isn't there
let me check.
A PLE in between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, if I'm correct?
What was that?
Isn't there typically a PLE in between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania?
I don't think so. I think it's Elimination Chamber because that's usually in the beginning of February, and then you have WrestleMania in the beginning of April. After WrestleMania is when you have, I think, Fastlane. I know they've done Fastlane. But yeah, that's like something I just have to keep reminding myself of is they're doing that Europe tour. And from what I remember, I'm trying to find the dates right now, guys. Oh, here we go. Let's see. It's an 11 city tour on the road to WrestleMania with stops in Barcelona, Dortmund, Hanover, Brussels, Bologna, Belfast, Nottingham, Glasgow. So they are going to Scotland, Vienna, Amsterdam, and London. So yeah, they're gonna have several dates in the second half of the road to WrestleMania. They'll be overseas, and then of course coming back here for WrestleMania at the end of April. So yeah, I'm wondering, but yeah, as far as John Cena's opponent, I mean, at Elimination Chamber, I don't know. I mean, if they decide to put him in the actual Elimination Chamber match, if that's what they decide, like the road they're traveling for him to get to be, have a match at WrestleMania, I mean, I guess that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that though. I don't think John Cena needs to win the Rumble or Elimination Chamber to be able to have a match at WrestleMania in his last year as wrestling, like last year in the ring. I really don't think it's necessary, and I don't know if Cena would even agree to it because, I mean, he's going to know in his mind that he is taking that win, that opportunity away from somebody else.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Cena would agree to that. It's not really, it seems to me anyway, it doesn't seem like that's how he operates.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know oh, here we go. Jeffrey says no PLEs in between the Chamber and WrestleMania. It's Royal Rumble, then the Chamber, unless there's an NXT PLE.
I don't know why I thought there was one, because I always thought that if it was, they throw like Fastlane in before WrestleMania.
I always thought Fastlane was after WrestleMania for some reason.
I don't, because the past couple of years, if they did, it was in like March.
Maybe I'm just like misremembering then, because and I know NXT, they do a PLE WrestleMania weekend. So like I think Friday night NXT has a PLE, and then you got Saturday night and Sunday night is WrestleMania.
I guess we'll find out as the time goes by.
Ooh, Will Ospreay just beat Claudio Castagnoli in the Continental Classic match. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, and God knows, because Claudio's part of the stupid group with Moxley. Here we go. Now Claudio's attacking him after the match. Because Claudio's part of that group with Moxley. They all would have ran down to the ring to try to help Claudio win. Yep,
Oh,
so
no.
loser. Oh, now he's grabbing a chair. Sorry, I know this is AEW, guys, but I just kind of want to describe what's... Oh, Darby's coming down. All right. Oh, and Claudio goes running. Goes running like a scalded dog. Oh, yeah. Darby came running down. And Claudio was like, boom, jumped over the barricade. And he's...
Deuces.
Claudio's like, see ya. I'm out of here. Well, Darby did come running down with Sting's baseball bat, so...
Love that.
Oh, next week for the Continental Classic, guys, it's Darby versus Will Ospreay, which I like both of them. Will Ospreay is one of my favorite wrestlers other than Randy Orton and Punk. But yeah, I like both of them. I think they're both fantastic. But I do think Darby's got a death wish.
Yeah, I was gonna say Darby. I'm sure is gonna pull some.
He is such a daredevil. He scares me sometimes. Watching his matches, like the crap he pulls scares me sometimes.
I believe it.
Oh, Claudio's pissed because now Will Ospreay beat him and he's tied in the points with Claudio. So that's why Claudio's all mad. He's all in his feelings.
That's what happens when you lose.
Right? Oh, are you serious? They're selling Darby's pink, ugly, fuzzy jacket in the AEW shop?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that thing looks like something you would get from Goodwill. It doesn't look like something I'd be spending a bunch of money on.
All right, I have to look this up now. Darby shop on the shop. AEW.
Go look up his pink jacket. It's a pink, fuzzy, fluffy jacket. It seriously looks like something I'd buy at Goodwill. Or something you would find at Goodwill. Or like St. Vincent de Paul or something like that. Some kind of thrift store.
Let's go. Give it to me. Yeah, right. People, crazy people. They'll surprise you.
Oh, no. And Ricochet just hinted that he's going to be joining MVP in the Hurt Business.
What in the
Oh, no. Well, kind of figured he'd be getting a heel turn because he hasn't been super successful. Oh, and I think that might be MJF. Yep, it sure is. It's about time he showed his face. That's what I mean, Jeffrey. Like, the thing seriously looks like something you'd find at a thrift store. It's not something I would spend a bunch of money on. But I guess if you've got maybe, because I know Darby appeals very much to kids. So I suppose if you have a kid that really likes Darby and you can afford it, depending on how expensive it is. Did you find what his jacket looks like?
Or that?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
My God, Jesus.
See, that's what I mean. It looks like something you'd find in a thrift store or Goodwill or something.
Well, I mean, this one is $80. So
$80 for that?
The one that he had. But that thing is $80.
$80.
Yeah, I'm actually curious
No.
as to the one that he did.
You know, Jeffrey, I did hear those comments. He said if there's no Ricochet, something like if there's no Ricochet, then there's no AEW. There's no AEW without Ricochet. I was like, excuse me? This place was around for 5 years before you came. Like, what? Delulu. People are delusional. Yes, it really does happen. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure who I want John Cena to face. I mean,
it could be anybody. He has to come back first.
Well, yeah, and it's hard to say until we see him and kind
Yep.
of maybe watch him on Raw a couple, once or twice
Yeah.
to kind of see which direction they're going in with him.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly.
I do think that for his very last match, I want him to face Randy Orton because of that feud they had. And then Randy was like beating up his dad and the
Yep.
punt kick to his dad. Like, I really would like his final match to be with Randy Orton.
Yep.
I think that would be super cool. Okay, so Jeffrey thinks he would face Carmelo Hayes. So that's a possibility. I could really see Cena wanting to kind of help the younger generation and help influence them and all of that. And why would you not? As a young wrestler, whether you're a guy or a girl, why would you not want to listen to something that somebody like somebody that's got so much more experience like John Cena?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be chomping at the bit to work with somebody like him.
Yeah.
Just if for nothing else, just to be able to try, learn from them, just to absorb as much as you can from someone like that who's seen a lot and experienced a lot. I mean, it's a big deal. So, so Jeffrey said, especially if Randy says he wants Cena to induct him. So you mean if Randy says that he wants John Cena to induct him in the WWE Hall of Fame? That's another rumor. I kind of wanted to bring this up too. I heard that people are calling for Randy Orton to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame before he's even retired. I'm like, no. I don't think that's. I thought they only did that after they retired.
I mean, they did it with Ray, but I mean, I just don't think they.
I suppose, yeah.
I just
they
don't
did
think
do it with Rey Mysterio. I don't think they're gonna do Randy Orton just yet because they do have. I mean, they have so many options. I mean,
They do.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
You got, oh God, Matt Cardona is on AEW and he's going to have a match, I guess, against, hi guys, Chris Jericho. Well, you know what? If Matt Cardona is going to be in AEW maybe on a more regular basis, I guess. I just hope he fares like he gets more out of it than he would, from being there than he would get out of it if he didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm okay with it. I still can't believe that he and Chelsea Green are married. It still blows my mind.
Head around it, yeah.
That still blows my mind. It's like two people I never would have guessed would be a couple would be Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green.
Right.
But you know what? Good for them. Good for them. And they're both wrestlers, so they both understand the business and
exactly
the industry. And that's right, Jeffrey. Matt Cardona versus flat tire chest Chris Jericho. I always say, if they keep hitting him in the chest, seriously, watch a Chris Jericho match, like a more recent one. His pecs, they look like deflated bicycle tires.
No, I believe it. Like his entire body is just like that.
He's like, it's like he doesn't have like any muscles. They're just like sucked in pectoral muscles. And so I said they look like deflated bicycle tires.
I saw him as somebody put like a picture of him shirtless side by side with like I couldn't even tell you like when or what episode, but like a completely naked Brian the dog from Family Guy. And I was just like, that's an image I'm not going to be able to ever now. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Disturbing.
It's like, gee, thanks for that Thanks for that disgusting visual. It's not really something that I wanted to focus on. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my goodness, it is too funny. Sorry, I went to go change my little avatar thing and my
I know.
picture's not up.
Update that shit.
It's a new account. We gotta put some more in.
Oh,
Get
that's
to it.
okay.
Shut
I just
up.
was like, I thought maybe I messed something up.
No, it's not you. It's just typical StreamYard.
Oh, StreamYard, such a pain in
And
the
that's
neck.
better than Orange Cassidy.
Oh, would you? I swear
Oh,
to God.
hush.
Stop
Hush it.
hating on your bestie, damn it. Stay away. Gonna bring the claws
on,
out.
on Dynamite, we've got Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. And whoever wins this match will have a match against MJF
See,
at
that's so
World's
weird.
End.
The two of them, but the two of them used to being on the whatever. What the frick did you call? Like, did they call it in NXT? Oh my God!
You mean the faction, the group they were in?
Yes.
The Undisputed Era. Now
Thank
they're
you.
called now in AEW they call themselves the Undisputed Kingdom.
When they were in Ring of Honor, they called themselves the Kingdom, and I was like, "Bitch, please get the fuck out of here! You have jokes,
Right?
Get
Right?
lost. No. I
I have to say,
he's not wrong.
AEW. I have to say though, AEW is much more interesting with MJF. And I watched a YouTube video over the weekend where it showed the entire like timeline of MJF and Adam Cole like coming together to be a tag team. It showed all the stuff that happened, and I have to say I really enjoyed those two together last year. I thought it was great. But then Adam Cole broke his ankle, and that kind of threw a wrench in their plans. I think things would have turned out much better had Adam Cole not gotten injured. And it's, and it's unfortunate, and it's not like something, it's not really something you can control.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
he couldn't help that he was running down to the ring and then ended up breaking his ankle.
Yeah.
See, to me, Adam Cole looks like he's got a bad tan again. He looks like he's got jaundice.
More orange than Trump. Oh my God, that's bad. That's bad. Oh Lord.
Yeah,
I have to see this. Okay,
he is.
This now.
You need to turn it on because he looks like he has jaundice, like his liver isn't working properly. I feel bad for saying that. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it's like they need to use new tan on him because it's just not worth, especially him when he's next to Kyle O'Reilly. He looks way too yellow. It does not look right. This doesn't look right, you guys. Oh my goodness gracious. So
scared. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Doesn't he look yellow? He doesn't even look like tan. They put too much yellow in this, whatever the spray tan stuff they use. It just doesn't look right.
God,
And honest to God, at first I thought it was my TV. I'm like, is my something going on with like the coloring on my TV? So then I went and looked it up on my phone. It wasn't. He looks exactly the same when I watch his stuff on my phone.
that is.
I know, it doesn't look right.
That's bad.
It's like orange and milk wrestling.
I mean,
Oh, Robert Schrader, how's it going? Thank you
Hey,
for joining
Robert.
us. Mitch is backstage helping us for this episode of Queens of the Ring, just like he is for every episode of Queens of the Ring, let's be honest.
Oh, speak of the devil, he'll show up in the chat.
Oh, look at that. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to get used to seeing John Cena again, like regularly on TV.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some getting used to seeing him regularly again.
Mhm.
And I don't know, has anybody, and this is for like the chat, or if somebody is watching this afterwards, make any comment. I don't know. Have they said, is John Cena going to be I know he's going to be on the premiere of Raw on Netflix on January 6th, but did WWE say anything about Cena only being on Raw, or is he going to be both on Raw and SmackDown?
I haven't seen anything.
Because I don't recall seeing anything, but I'm not like on my phone all day checking social media. So
if he jumps back and forth, because when he came back during the summer last year, was it last year? Yeah, last year. Like he was bouncing back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. Because he was at the SmackDown that I was at in July.
Okay.
But I also remember like seeing him at the Raws as well. I heard.
Well, it could be.
Oh, he's gonna be there, yeah. I mean, it's possible because with it being John Cena, he could hop back and forth.
Yeah.
Hey, remember how I told you when I met Cena, he gave me some stuff?
Yeah.
This was the headband on his arm.
Oh my God. That was on his arm?
It fits my head.
It's bigger
my
than his
God.
head. Put it over your head, Mitch. Put it over your head.
Nah, I'm good.
Do it. Pull an AJ Styles and do it.
What the hell?
Your head.
And then I got my shirts up there on the wall. But yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed.
That's super cool.
I'm embarrassed. No, Denise made me
don't
do
be
that.
embarrassed. I
No,
think that's
Denise
great.
It's smaller than my head. It's bigger than my head, damn it.
It is bigger than your head. Like that thing is a lot bigger than your head. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, okay. Robert asks, what's your favorite Cena era? Thugonomics or My Time Is Now? Oh, I don't know. They both had some really good moments.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say My Time Is
Now.
My Time
I was
Is
gonna
Now.
say that's the one I know.
Yeah. That's the one I like. Although I did see, again, a YouTube video last night where it was going over like the top 50 funniest things. And that rap battle that John Cena, when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics, that rap battle that he had with Kurt Angle, that was so hilarious. Oh my goodness. It was so funny. Jeffrey, like the Rock said to Cena, this is a headband, and you wear this on your arm? What? Oh, it's too funny.
The AJ was wearing it, right? John was wrong all along.
Apparently. Apparently. But yeah, so I definitely like the My Time Is Now, but there's good points to both. Can you imagine though? Because I've heard John Cena in an interview tell the story he was very, very close to getting released from WWE. And he was in the back of one of the buses. And I think he said it was Stephanie McMahon. He was just rapping to himself. She heard him rapping and she said, oh my gosh, like you need to do that. And that's how the Doctor of Thugonomics thing was born, was because she heard him rapping. And that stopped him from being released, from being fired.
Crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Wow.
So imagine if he wasn't just sitting there like rapping to himself or singing to himself. Imagine if he wasn't doing that, or that nobody heard him. We might not have had John Cena.
That's crazy. Did not know that.
Yeah, somebody heard him rapping in the tour in the bus, because all the wrestlers would always take buses. You'd have the baby faces on one bus and the heels on the other, and he was on the heel bus. And I think he said it was Stephanie McMahon heard him rapping. Yeah, no, wild stuff. So you're right, Jeffrey. Stephanie saved his career. That is true. So the next topic we're going to talk about is DIY's heel turn.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that shit coming because me, Mitch, and Nick sure as hell did.
No, I did not see
Ciampa.
that. I did not. Ciampa, I kind of figured, but Johnny Gargano turning heel, they threw us all for a loop. They threw a
freaking
huge
loop.
swerve at all of us. Kind of like how none of us really saw with the New Day. We didn't see both Kofi and Xavier turning heel. It's like it was one or the other. It was not both, and certainly not against Big E. It's kind of the same thing with this. I could see Ciampa, but definitely not Gargano. And I was like,
yeah, I was just like,
you have got to be kidding me.
What happened? What just happened?
Well, and I even said it too. I was like, I think I said this a couple times. I don't think it's a good idea to break them up as a tag team. They're already hurting big time.
Yeah.
They're hurting for tag teams on SmackDown. They really can't afford to be breaking a team up. So I'm like, I don't like the fact of them breaking up DIY. I don't think it's a smart idea. So I was hoping maybe it would be that I honestly thought it was going to be that they were kept together because Johnny Gargano finally broke through to Ciampa and they stayed babyface, but did not see Gargano turning heel coming at all. I did not see it.
I was not expecting the title to change hands either.
No, not at all. I know, and that's the thing. I was so sad because I'm like, wait, he's friends with Alex Shelley. I'm like, why would you do that to him? I was like, I love Motor City Machine Guns. Why are they doing this to them? I was like, oh,
feel comfortable before bitch, we're taking those.
Boom! Well, now they can chase now they're going to have a rivalry with DIY and be chasing the titles. So, I mean, I'm sure the titles will go back. I'm hoping at least the titles will go back. Oh, MJF is coming out to interfere in the match. Oh, Adam Cole just super kicked MJF off the top rope or off the apron. Oh my gosh, that was great. MJF tried punching him with that diamond ring, and Adam Cole ducked and then gave him a super kick. And MJF is so good. He is so good. I love MJF, but he's very mean sometimes. That's some of the stuff he says. He's very, very mean, but it's funny. It's funny at the same time.
He definitely lives up to his status.
You're absolutely right, Jeffrey. So he said, this is why I love this WWE with stories that make sense. There's no I was just going to say there's no guesswork, but there is, I think, there's guesswork, but in a good way, in where we are trying to guess which direction they're going in. It's not, oh my gosh, this doesn't make sense, or oh my gosh, they're dragging this out for too long.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. It's good. It's in a good way. Oh, well, I kind of figured as much. So Adam Cole won against Kyle O'Reilly, so he is going to have a match against MJF at World's End at the end of the year.
I'd be a little shocked if O'Reilly beat Cole.
Oh, Kyle O'Reilly wants nothing to do with Adam Cole. He just rolled out of the ring and he's walking away.
He's like, nah, I'm done.
Yep.
Being a sore loser.
Yeah. So like I said, it's not that AEW doesn't have storylines. Like they do have some storylines. It's just they're not any good. The ones they do have, they're not any good, or they don't make sense at all.
Okay, that's TK.
Oh, Justin, you're so
Thank
nice.
you.
He said you two are talking better than AEW. We try to make it make sense. And I apologize, y'all. I'm fighting a cold, so I'm stuffed up. My voice, to me, it sounds very muffled. So if I sound a little weird or funny, that's why I'm not feeling the greatest. Oh, what did I just say? AEW World Championship 4-way, Jon Moxley versus Hangman versus Orange Cassidy versus Jay White. I called that.
And girl, don't
I
worry
called
about
it.
that muffled. A couple of weeks ago, remember, I
Oh, I
sounded
know. You were so sick,
like
though. I
like a
felt
horse.
so bad for you. I know. You were so sick.
Yeah, I was.
That's right, Jeffrey. We are intelligent wrestling fans. Yes. Yes, we are intelligent wrestling fans.
We try.
It's just, oh, we try. We try to see it like kind of from both sides of the coin. You know, and the reason why I talk about AEW the way that I do is not because I hate them. I want them to get better. I want to really, I mean, there was a time where I looked more forward to Wednesday and Friday and Saturday night with watching AEW than I did WWE.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it has not been very good lately. It just makes me really sad and very disappointed because there's lots of excellent people there, and it's just like, oh my goodness, what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's very frustrating as a fan. It's very frustrating, and it's definitely hard to justify spending all the money to go to like live shows and stuff like that. If this is the kind of stuff they're doing on television, it's like I'm not spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go see Dynamite or Collision or Rampage or something live if that's the kind of crud that they're putting out. It's just it just hasn't been very good.
The sad part is it's not the superstar's fault. It's Tony's. They're just victims, really.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, Justin. Like he said, I can't take AEW anymore. I just watch AEW highlights on YouTube. I try to, but NXT and WWE I enjoy way more. Yeah, I have to say, since I noticed it was almost, and it wasn't a gradual thing. It was just like one day, boom, Raw started being super good. And then all of a sudden, SmackDown started being super good. And NXT got to be really good. And the PLEs have been pretty, really good for the most part. Survivor Series, I was like, the only match I was really looking forward to was the men's War Games match. It was the only one I was looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them, I was like, whatever. Yep. But it's very rare that happens where I don't say, oh my gosh, that PLE was wonderful. That one I was like, I thought it was all right. Yeah. I can tell you though, I'm looking forward to Saturday night's main event more than I was looking forward to Survivor Series.
Wow.
I'm excited for Saturday night.
I know you were excited for Survivor Series.
I wanted to see, and now too, like, so everybody's talking about what's going on with Punk. Oh, that's another thing too I heard. So I know we're supposed to talk, we kind of talked about DIY's heel turn. So another thing I heard is that they're going to have Punk and Rollins have a match against each other on Netflix on January 6th.
I can see that. I can definitely.
And I was just like, they better get a moving. That's only like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So scary. They need to get moving. They really need to get moving with that. So yeah, I think there's going to be, and we'll go over the matches, the match card in a minute. The next topic we wanted to bring up was kind of a question to everybody. Are the Wyatt Six buried? What do you think, Denise? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I don't know, because they just haven't been around long enough. They're not using them as much as they were in the beginning, and it just almost kind of seems like just to like elevate Cross and AOP, to just like to elevate them, and I just don't I don't think it's right. And I mean, like, but like with Howdy getting distracted, that should have never have happened. And if he didn't get distracted, they would have won that match. No,
Oh
like,
yeah.
questions asked.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I don't think they're like quote unquote buried, but I definitely think they need to be on television way more than they have been. Like they hadn't wrestled in over a month. They hadn't had a match in like 6 weeks or something like that. I was like, how can you do that? No.
Yeah.
Even if they're not having a match, then do one of those like pre-taped vignettes or have something happen backstage or something. Like have them do something. You've got these 4 guys, and then you got Nikki Cross. You got these 5 people all together, this great group. They didn't make it super hokey or supernatural or anything like that. It's like they were taking some really good positive steps forward, but it's like, come on, man, you got to feature them on television, and they should be on at the very least every other week.
Yeah.
They should be wrestling way more consistently than they have been, that's for sure. But I don't think they're buried. I mean, buried means there's like no coming back, there's no turning this around. But I do not think they're buried. They can still turn this around. But they have to turn it around.
Yeah.
They have to turn this around. Just, it's not good. You built them up so much with all the really cool video vignettes they did and the interview. I really liked those videos they did with Uncle Howdy, like interviewing some of the members of the group.
Yeah.
Like those were really slick. I liked those a lot. But yeah, I mean, they gotta feature them more on TV. Otherwise, if they don't, then I guess you could say that they're buried.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I do not think they're buried. No. They just need to be on TV more because I like them all. I think they're all great. I think they're all great. You know, and it still takes me a second to recognize Dexter Lumis with the dreadlocks. I'm so used to seeing him. I'm so used to seeing him with that nice short haircut and his mustache. Like, I'm not used to seeing him with the dreadlocks. So that kind of throws me for a loop a little bit. So yeah, so you're right, Jeffrey. So they've been doing cryptic tweets on Twitter interacting with Karrion Kross. And I get it, they had to make Final Testament look strong, but Final Testament's not any good. I'm sorry, but AOP, nobody cares. Nobody cares. The ball was dropped with AOP a long time ago. And for as great as Karrion Kross is on the mic and doing promos and stuff, he's very boring in the ring. I think anyway, he's very boring in the ring.
Everybody has to carry him in the ring.
That's a good way to put it.
They do.
That's a good way to put it. He can never win. I get it. Okay. A lot of people dog on me for this, but like, I understand he's a heel, and heels will run have interference in their matches. They never win clean, but it's like, can we please stop like doing it every single match with every single heel? It's boring. Oh boy,
naughtiness. I've been up since like 6 o'clock, Blaze.
Oh God, yeah.
I've been up since like 6 o'clock. I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. No falling asleep, but I think I will fall asleep pretty quickly once my head hits the pillow.
Oh,
I'm just trying to
Blaze.
sleep in
It's so
tomorrow.
good to see you here.
Do you though? Do you really?
No, he doesn't feel bad for you.
I know he doesn't. See, Darby is yellow too. What in the frick? God damn.
I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting they're using. Because this is a replay, so he looks like super duper yellow there. But here, it's got to be the lighting they used that night. Because now watching him in this interview, he doesn't look yellow. He looks like normal, like he's got a little bit of a tan.
Not yet, Blaze. We are about to. Well, we did, but we didn't. We're about to do the predictions.
Yeah.
You came at the right.
Yeah, Jeffrey, I saw that. Like Darby Allin was punching himself in the face, like, and making himself bleed.
Like who? Why?
I don't know. Tony Schiavone was interviewing him, and he was talking about all the stuff going on with Jon Moxley and his group, and he said, it's not the blood that bothers me. He goes, violence doesn't bother me. It's the fact that nobody will do anything about, I think he's referring to Jon Moxley and his group. It's like nobody will do anything about it. Orange Cassidy's trying. And now it seems like I said, now we're having that 4-way match at World's End for the title. So I'm hoping he drops the title. But knowing my luck, he probably won't, because it's a fatal 4-way. That means there's no disqualification. So all of his little cronies can come down to ringside and screw around with the match. So unfortunately, but what are you going to do? So yeah, let's go over the match card and our predictions for Saturday night's main event. Again, I did hear rumors that they might be adding a 6th match to Saturday night's main event, which I'm thinking it'll happen, that'll come about on SmackDown on Friday. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Let me get back. All right. So, all right, Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Oh, Jeffrey, you're funny. He said, here comes the reason AEW's there. Ricochet.
Oh, boy.
Ricochet versus Brody King in the Continental Classic. I hope Brody King annihilates him. And I think it's absolutely criminal that House of Black has not become tag champions yet. If there's anybody that should be tag champs, it's those guys. They are awesome. I love all 3 of them. I don't care which 2 you do it with, but you got to make them tag team champions. Okay. Sorry. That's my PSA about House of Black.
You good, girl. You good.
Sorry. That's my PSA about House of Black. They are all awesome, especially Buddy Matthews, Malachi Black. Brody King is an absolute beast. So.
And Ricochet is yellow.
Oh, yes. I was going to say Triple H made an announcement. I believe it was on Twitter that he's bringing back the Winged Eagle belt for Cody Rhodes to use at Saturday night's main event. So I'm really excited for that. This show's going to be super old school, have a very old school feel to it. And I think it's going to be something different that maybe those of us who are too young that didn't watch Saturday night's main event when it actually originally aired. Like, I was a very small child, very, very little when the show originally came out. So I didn't watch it. Or at least maybe if I was sat in front of it, I don't remember it. But I think it's going to have that old school feel. It's going to be something different. And I think that's pretty cool to see. So, but yeah, so we have Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. What do you feel about this match, Denise?
it after Kevin's turn, this one is a lot more fitting than the Bash at Berlin because that just was a handout match from Cody to Kevin. And as much as I'd love to see Kevin win this, I know Cody is retaining because I can't stand Cody and I love Kevin.
Well, there's that. Okay, so as far as the Winged Eagle belt, Blaze says, from what I saw, they didn't announce the Winged Eagle belt, but Cody opened the case and smiled. So that's what I'm guessing, especially because Triple H said one night only. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was
gonna get
going off of what other people said on social media, like when they announced it or whatever, reported it. Because I was at work and today was a particularly crazy day, so I didn't really have a lot of time to be checking social media and stuff like that. But that, after what you said, Blaze, that kind of leads me to believe it's a Winged Eagle belt. Did it look like the case? Because I didn't see it yet, obviously. Now, when it showed that clip, did it look kind of similar to the case that they had that the Crown Jewel belt in? So if it was like a case, I would think anyway, if it was a case similar to that, then obviously it's a belt inside of it.
Mm-hmm. Polka dot outfit, I'll say that.
It better not be a polka.
No Dusty Rhodes, please.
That much.
No Dusty Rhodes, please.
Oh my goodness gracious. Now that's one thing. I laughed so loud when Seth Rollins came out with the yellow polka dot outfit on in that Hell in a Cell match, with Cody. That was just so hilarious to me. Yeah. So I don't know, because I do not think that KO has done enough to earn
no,
the
I agree
title.
with you on that.
So that's why I was kind of thrown for a loop when they said this was for the title. I don't think it should be for the title. I think KO needs to earn a shot at the title, not just, oh, Cody is really mad about something that KO did and he wants to take it out on him, so he's going to give him a title shot or whatever. Like, there's got to be I think for me anyway, there needs to be more of a reason to give somebody a title shot. So that's why I really don't. I hope that KO doesn't win it. As much as I love KO, I hope he doesn't win it because I don't think he's earned the title.
Yeah.
However, with that being said, I don't know I'm having a hard time picturing how they're going to get Cody to WrestleMania without the title.
Yeah.
Because, we still have the whole unknown about The Rock. Now, people were saying on social media, I think it was last week, people were saying that The Rock is, maybe it was stupid Dave Meltzer, reported The Rock's not going to be at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, but Dave Meltzer is wrong 9 times out of 10. I don't believe he is wrong way more than he is correct. So I don't believe a thing he says. No. I'm sorry, I don't. They're not going to have The Rock not be involved in WrestleMania. They're not.
Yeah.
He is going to be involved. I just don't know how we get Cody there if he doesn't have the belt, because I could see The Rock coming after Cody because he wants that belt. Remember their interaction on the Raw after WrestleMania? Where The Rock wanted to hold the belt, Cody let him hold the belt, and all of that. Rock's coming for that belt.
That's just like he doesn't That's what I
No,
don't.
but he shouldn't have it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. The
that's
Rock
why I
should
get it.
not. No.
No.
So that's why I'm like, if they want to be consistent in their storytelling, consistent in, in the callbacks, because look at all the breadcrumbs they laid before Punk, joined up with Roman Reigns and them.
Mm-hmm.
All the breadcrumbs they laid to basically, if you go back and kind of watch it, it's like, yeah, CM Punk really was the only option
For it.
for joining up with Roman Reigns and them.
Yeah.
So, that's one thing WWE is good at a whole lot of things, but they're very good at the callbacks and going back to something that they had done or brought up, or a promo or whatever segment from the past. They're good at making, bringing that back to the forefront and making it relevant to whatever is currently going on. So I do not think Kevin Owens should win the title. I really think Cody Rhodes should win the title, especially since now, hopefully, Triple H is letting him use the winged ego belt. I can't foresee that Kevin Owens
Going to.
win that. I don't foresee him winning it. Now I wonder if Randy Orton is going to come out and somehow interfere in the match and help Cody win.
It is possible because I mean, if Kevin starts to get the upper hand on Cody, because I can see it happening.
Yeah,
I can definitely see it happening, and that would be the only way, really. Because I mean, like, yeah, Cody is very talented in the ring, but just Kevin's been going longer. Just for me, Kevin's better. Kevin's like a hell of a lot better. But again, with the whole situation and everything, he doesn't need to win the belt he hasn't deserved. Like you said, the match itself makes sense, but for the title, it does not.
yeah.
No. Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Randy did come out to aid Cody if it got to the point where he needed it. But then again, that's going to make Cody look weak.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
That's going to make
a good point. Or maybe they still have Randy come back, but he doesn't, interfere in the match to help Cody win. Maybe he comes out like at the end, and maybe he goes after KO after the match is done. They're both still in the, Cody and KO are still in the ring, and all of a sudden Randy Orton comes, because they've done
big RKO.
Yeah, they've done that quite a few times. In the last, definitely in the, this year, they've done that quite a few times, where somebody will come out from under the ring or behind the announcer, behind the announce desk or out of the crowd, and they attack somebody in the ring after a match is done. Yep. So I could see that happening for sure. I could definitely see that happening. Come on, Brody King. You got to do this. Beat up Ricochet. We don't want that butthead to win. He's another delusion. He's another delusional one. Some of the crap he's said on social media, he is Delulu. He's being Delulu.
Oh, Ricky.
So that is our prediction for Cody Rhodes and KO. We both Denise and I think Cody Rhodes is hanging on to the title. The next one, which was just added on Monday night on Raw, we have Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. I think Drew is going to absolutely murder Sami Zayn. I think Drew's going to murder him. Drew was gone for a while dealing with, family issues or whatever. Now, not really a Drew McIntyre fan, so I really don't give a crap.
Don't give a shit.
No, but the way they're presenting him, he is going to murder Sami Zayn. He is going to completely annihilate him. Yeah. So, you know what? And really quick, going back to KO and Cody Rhodes for a second, I think Jeffrey's right. He said Randy needs a receipt from KO. You're absolutely right.
Needs a
You are
receipt
right.
too. KO.
Yep.
He
KO.
corrected himself, but no, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Randy needs a receipt to Yep. Randy owes KO a receipt after
Big
that pile driver for sure. For sure, I agree. But yeah, I think Drew is gonna win that match. What do you think, Denise?
To go, I agree with you, but I was literally just reading this. McIntyre made a surprise return to what I can because it's cut off to Survivor Series War Games, laying out Zayn with a brogue kick. I'm sorry, a what? No,
What?
not a brogue kick. That would be called a claymore, you idiots, whoever wrote that shit.
Oh my gosh, Mitch, is that from the article that I had mentioned to you?
I swear to God. And then too.
Oh, geez, Louise.
Yep.
You want
Oh, well, good
hilarity?
job, CBS.
Dude, you want hilarity. Even WWE, I know it's like totally off topic, but WWE even made a huge screw up too. Because I have the plaque from when Drew retained his title at TLC in 2020, saying that he retained the Universal Championship. I'm like, he when did he have possession of the Universal title of the WWE? God, what? I swear to God.
Oh God, why did they have Ricochet win over Brody King? What the hell are they doing?
But no, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Unfortunately, Drew is winning this match.
Oh, good Blaze. And then Sammy will hit the sweet chin music to win the AEW championship. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Lord.
Good old CBS. Good old CBS Sports. That's where that article came from, y'all.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, good Lord Almighty. That's crazy. Yeah, I think Drew's gonna absolutely annihilate Sammy. I mean,
Yeah.
and I wonder, which has me thinking then, are they gonna have Drew go through each of the people perhaps in the bloodline that was on Roman Reigns' side? So is he gonna go after Jimmy next, and then he's gonna go after Jay next, and then he's gonna go after Jimmy, of course, when he comes back, and then how are we gonna get to Roman versus Drew again?
Yeah.
Because he sounds very much like he sounds a whole lot. Well, yeah, he sounds very much. He and Seth Rollins sounded, and Sammy was right. Seth Rollins definitely, he sounded delusional like Drew. I call him delusional Drew.
Delusional. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
He sounds like he is delusional, and that is how Seth Rollins sounded the other night on Raw. So, it's kind of crazy. So, who knows what's going to happen down the line, but yeah, we'll see. And then the World Heavyweight Championship, it's a triple threat match now, which was just announced on Raw on Monday. So you have Gunther versus Finn Balor versus Damian Priest.
Yeah, I saw that shit coming from a mile away, especially
like
after the opening segment.
Oh yeah, well, just like how I called. I said that I foresee at Survivor Series during their match, I'm like, I swear it's Finn Balor or various members of Judgment Day, or all of them are going to come down and screw with that match.
Yep.
They're going to interfere in some way, shape, or form. And Finn Balor is another one. His character right now is being super delusional, where he thinks that he deserves a shot at the heavyweight championship. And it's like, sir,
you don't.
You do not. You have not won clean in years.
Nope.
Years. And I really liked Gunther's promo on Raw, where he told Finn Balor, like, you are taking shortcuts.
Yeah.
When you joined up with Judgment Day, he's like, you started taking shortcuts to win. And he's like, No. Gunther was like, there's no honor in that. And I completely agree. I
Yeah.
agree with Gunther. Not a humongous Gunther fan, but I said, you know what? That makes a whole lot of sense. And I definitely agree with him.
Yeah, and he even made another good point, which we already knew. Finn hasn't even defended the tag titles, and I already Pierce put an end to that, making them defend them on Monday. So hey, you
Twice.
never. I mean, huh?
Twice. They've defended those tag titles twice. 2 times. That's it. That's all they've defended those tag titles. Those
Yeah.
tag titles, they have ruined those titles.
And I bet you money they're gonna lose them on Monday. I'm pretty
They
sure
better.
they're gonna lose them.
They better.
Just because
They
I mean,
absolutely better.
just because again, I agree with Jeffrey. Gunther is retaining. Because I mean, Finn and Damien are going to be so focused on each other. Gunther's going to take advantage of that wholeheartedly.
Oh yeah.
And Finn's going to be the one to get pinned. I can already see that. Finn is going to be the one to get pinned. And something tells me they are going to be losing those tag team titles on Monday. I just can see it happening.
They better. I still think that
the
War Raiders should not have been defeated in that last match in Raw. Good. I agree, Jeffrey. Yep. I 100%, because the rest of those cronies from Judgment Day are going to come down and screw with their match. Just like how I'm sure Raquel Rodriguez is going to come down and screw with Trailer Park Trash Liv Morgan's match.
Yep.
Little Miss White Trash Hoe. She's a white trash hoe. Maybe I need to make a song called White Trash Hoe.
The white trash hoe. Here comes the white trash hoe.
That's what she looks like, though. She looks like such a little hoe. Seriously, that's what I think of when I see her every time.
With her little half-ass Latino boy toy on her arm with that ugly ferret on his face.
Oh my goodness gracious.
No offense to ferrets.
Seriously, I don't know how Dominic's wife puts up with that.
No.
There is no way. There is no way. Speaking of Raw.
All aboard the white trash. Ho! Train, choo choo.
Oh my goodness gracious! I miss you, The Godfather. He was one of my favorites. I know. Oh, that's what it makes me think of. She makes me think of a white trash hoe.
Oh my God! You might have to take that up with Mitchell Blaze.
Oh my gosh! Gross. Oh, good grief. Good grief. Charlie Brown. Oh my gosh.
It's just like every other woman that's always there.
Well, you know what? Then maybe. Oh, that's good. Then she can vacate the title and it can go back to Rhea Ripley, who never lost the title.
I'm okay with that.
I am A-okay with that.
I mean, speaking of, that's the next
match.
Going.
So we got Liv Morgan versus Io Sky.
Io take that shit off of her.
Oh my God, that would be so wonderful. I mean, and either way, I think she would have a great match with Rhea Ripley. I think it would be excellent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Without interference. Oh, are you talking about Io?
Oh, he said Liv Morgan. Oh God. Yes. Oh my God. I'm muting this because now it's Mercedes Moné. Cannot stand her. She's so obnoxious. Oh my God, I cannot stand her. Oh, I can't wait for her to lose her titles.
Sasha Banks, she was obnoxious.
Yeah, super duper obnoxious. Like I said, I didn't even like her when she was in WWE. I definitely do not like her now that she's in AEW. It's been terrible.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you, Jeffrey. I think Liv Morgan retains simply because I would love to see her drop the title. However, the story is with Rhea Ripley. It's not with Io Sky.
No, I agree. But Liv
So
Morgan is retaining because of help.
yeah, yeah. She's not gonna retain clean. Like she's not gonna win clean. She's gonna retain because you got Raquel Rodriguez, and I'm sure dumbass Dom comes down there and they interfere in the match, and then she ends up retaining.
Yep.
I think there's only so much. Even if Kairi Sane were to come down, and even Dakota Kai were to come down to help Io to be backup, I think there's only so much that they can do. Yeah, Jeffrey, no. I think the way they've handled her, the way they've handled Mercedes in AEW is just been totally, pardon my language, it's been totally ass backwards. They had her come, she premiered or whatever in March, and then it was 2 months of her being there before she had a match, and then her very first match is on a pay-per-view and she gets a title right away. Give me a break.
Sounds like
That's
Charlotte
absurd.
Flair.
That's absurd. That is absolutely ridiculous. So this whole gimmick of hers, the CEO, the fake chanting in her theme song, and I just no. I do not no. I'm not feeling it. She is terrible on the mic. She's not very good in the ring. Yeah. Absolutely not. So not impressed. I had hopes that she would have gotten better, but I'm like, oh, it's still the same crap we had before. Yeah, I really wish that he would just release Ricky Starks and Ray Phoenix and even Wardlow. Where the hell is Wardlow? Wardlow's been gone for months. Where's Wardlow?
They probably don't know what to do with him. That's the only thing I can think
he hasn't.
of.
The last time we saw Wardlow was, I think, at the beginning of the year when he was still doing stuff with Undisputed Kingdom.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden he just disappeared, and we haven't seen him since.
Damn.
I think that was the beginning of the year. But yeah, back to Liv and Io. I don't foresee. I would love Io to win, but I think it's going to be Liv because of the story that's between Liv and Rhea. So that's what they're going to go with in order to put the title back on Rhea. They're going to go where the story is. So, and then the next match, then after the Liv Morgan and Io Sky match, I know there's the finals for the Women's U.S. Championship. So it'll either be Bayley or Chelsea Green versus Michin or Tiffany Stratton. So what do you think, Denise?
I mean, again, Chelsea's definitely shown a hell of a lot of promise since the beginning of the year. Michin as well. They're definitely giving her a lot more time. They're letting her show her talent, like, because they were holding her back. Like after the OC split up, I was just like she was like no more. Like they just kind of threw her to the side and everything. But I'm glad that they brought her back and let her prove herself. So I could definitely, I mean, like, again, Chelsea definitely has, I mean, they're both going to be very good. All 3 matches, I should say, are going to be very, very good matches no matter what we get. But I definitely would love to absolutely see Chelsea versus Michin in the end. Because like we said, Tiffany already has that friggin' briefcase and we know she's going to use it. It's just a matter of when. Bayley hasn't really done anything to warrant or deserve a title. No disrespect to her, but and I mean that just it just literally leaves Chelsea and Michin, and I think Michin's definitely proved herself this year that she has what it takes and that she deserves to hold that title. And I really hope that's the direction they're going.
Okay, and I agree. Bailey has been a world champion. She's already a Triple Crown champion. She definitely does not need the women's U.S. title.
At least not yet. She can get it later on.
Yeah, she can get it. She can get a little bit further down the line. I think the women's U.S. title needs to go on somebody who hasn't held the women's like the heavyweight title, the main title. Tiffany Stratton definitely doesn't need it, and I think I did not like the fact that she was even involved in this tournament to begin with. What the hell does she need to be involved for? She has the Money in the Bank briefcase. They need to quit teasing her cashing the damn thing in. Just cash it in already.
I think it was just like, the body to put in the tournament, really.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Even with Jade getting hurt or whatever. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Jade wasn't going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't. I'm sorry. She wasn't. She's a tag champion. She doesn't need an individual title. She does not need another title. So that's exactly it, Jeffrey. Tiffany already has the briefcase. She does not need to be involved in this at all whatsoever. She doesn't. She's not adding anything to it. It's not elevating her by being in the tournament. She already has the Money in the Bank briefcase. What the hell does she need to be in this tournament for? It's crazy. She doesn't need to be there. And they need to have her cash in that damn briefcase already. Enough with the teasing stuff.
Literally.
Seriously. Enough of the tease. That shit was so frustrating at the women's War Games match. It's like, just cash the damn thing in already and be done with it. Cash it in on Nia and be done with it.
Yep.
They're dragging this crap out way too long. So that's just me. But
that's a good point too.
Oh, she's had a reason to cash in on her this entire time, especially I said that after the episode of SmackDown where Nia was choking Tiffany with her hand. That I was like, no. I'm like, nope. I would have been like, bitch, you're done. Yep. You're done. That's it. I would have smashed her over the face with the briefcase, cashed it in on her, and been done with it. Like, no, you are not going to touch me like that. Absolutely
playing
not.
Her cards right. She's using Nia now. Like, it's like, especially after that, like Tiffany's definitely.
I hope it's the final straw. Oh my God. Well, she only has so much time. So, okay, Blaze, I see your comment. So you said Wardlow's knee injury was way worse than they thought. That's where he's been. Okay. I didn't know that he was injured. I just thought they took him off, they took him off of TV and he hasn't been on TV. So, okay, he said his knee injury was way worse than they thought. Rumor has it he might be close to a return. He was backstage last week. Well, thank God for that. Like, Wardlow needs to be back. They need to be using Rey Fenix. Where the heck is Miro? Like, bring these people in. Ricky Starks, like, come on, you're paying for these people. You're paying their contracts. Put them on television. Put them to work for you. Help them elevate AEW. Help them bring attention to the television shows and the pay-per-views and all that stuff. Like, come on, man. So, and I agree with you. I think, Blaze, she does need a reason to cash in on Nia, and hopefully this will be the final straw. I don't want to see it where it's the constant teases, because it's already old. It's already gotten old. I was like, nope, that was the perfect opportunity for her to cash in at Survivor Series. Like, perfect opportunity, and she didn't. So, but yeah, so that is what we've got for you guys this week for Queens of the Ring. I agree, Jeffrey. TK is playing with people's contracts and people are going to leave. Yeah, I definitely agree. There's a lot of bridges being burned. I don't agree with it. I can't imagine, especially somebody that this is their passion. This is like their craft and what they do for a living. I can't imagine not, being told that you can't do it anymore. How mentally that must mess with you mentally. I can't even imagine. So, God, I really hope that they bring these people, bring them back and put them back on TV. So, oh, I did not know that he was released from AEW. Like, I would have thought there would have been news on that. Wow. Oh my God. Then why wouldn't you release him? He's under contract until 2026, but why won't you release him then?
Because he's stupid.
That's crazy to me. And it's not like, I mean, he's paying Tony Khan, these people, they're making a lot of money, like millions of dollars a year. Why would you continue to pay that and not use not have them be able to help you?
Yep.
Help your company. Come on now. That's just silly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I had no idea that Miro was still under contract. I'm just like, where is he? That's just wild. But yeah, so sorry, that's okay. Yeah, I did remember hearing that he and Lana are getting divorced. Who knows? Maybe that's messing with him like mentally, and that's why he doesn't want to wrestle right now or something. I mean, I guess it's all kind of conjecture until we get some sort of a report, news story about it or something. But yeah, that sucks. But yeah, so that's what we have for you guys this week. So we will be back next week, which is, let me get to my calendar. I apologize, y'all. So next week. So yeah, the 17th. Sorry, I kept thinking it was the 16th. I'm like, I don't know if that's the right. So yeah, so next Tuesday, December 7th. Yeah, December 17th. Sorry, I said the 16th. So yeah, next Tuesday, December 17th, we'll be back with Queens of the Ring at the same time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, this is a exclusive show to the Hardcore Sports Network and Stream Punk Entertainment. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to both of those channels. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Liking the video helps Denise and I out a whole lot. If you're listening to this afterwards, please feel free to leave a comment. Denise and I can address that after. But yeah, we hope everybody has a fantastic week. Also, Denise will unfortunately not be with us on Saturday for Saturday night's main event. She'll probably pop in the chat though. But
into the chat to harass Mitch.
Right. She's got to troll Mitch. She's got to do her
What
daily
else is
trolling.
Nothing, exactly. Nobody said that you could pop in.
She's got to get her daily dose of trolling Mitch. But yeah, please tune in to us on Saturday night for Saturday night's main event. It'll be myself, Mitch, Nick, who does the SmackDown watch along with Mitch, and then also Mac the Giants fan will be doing a watch along for Saturday night's main event. So please join us for that on Saturday evening. Otherwise, we hope everybody has a fantastic week, and we'll see you guys all next week.